One of my favorite lessons I learned from working with teenagers at this troubled youth facility I used to work at was the phrase, "Are you open to feedback?" And it's something that when I first started this place, I was very new. I'd never worked in a therapeutic youth center before. I never worked with troubled teens before. And my first week on the job, I kept hearing kids walk up to one another and say, "Hey, so-and-so, are you open to feedback?" And sometimes they'd say yes, sometimes they'd say, "No, I'm not open right now." And the kid would go, "Okay, well, I'll come back later." And then when the kids would respond, "Yeah, I'm open to feedback," the one asking the question would say, well, "Hey, I've noticed that this, and this, you've been doing this." Basically, he'd be critical of the guy, the one he'd asked the question to initially. He'd say, "When you do this, it creates this issue," or, "Earlier I came up to you and said this, and you responded in this way, and it made for a bad situation." Basically, the concept was that they were coming to one another saying, "I have a problem with the way you're acting or what you're doing, or I have an observation about how you could be better at what you're doing, but I'm going to ask you for permission before I start to engage you on this." And as I thought about it, I was like, this is brilliant, because how many times in your life has someone come to you with feedback, with criticism, even if they have good intentions, and you're like, "Dude, now is not the time." It's like, I may value you and I value what you have to say, but I'm in a bad mood. Someone just peed in my cornflakes, or I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. So maybe you're going to give me the world's greatest advice, but I am not in a condition to receive it right now. And what a brilliant way to be able to engage someone that you care about while being respectful enough of their mental state that you ensure that whatever your message is coming across and being received. Now, as the receiver of the message, so if someone were to come to you and ask you this, you need to be open and realistic enough with yourself to go, am I in a position, basically I have to mentally prepare myself to receive whatever it is that this person's about to tell me. And, no one likes to hear negative criticism. I mean, some people are in conditions where they always want to get better. But it might also be a way for you, if you're not in a good place, to sit down and go, "Okay, I need to take a breath, I need to step away, and I need to be open to whatever is going to be said to me." So next time you have an issue with someone you care about, or a coworker, or whatever it is, attempt this with them. Or even, for a lot of people, if you walk up and say, "Are you open to feedback?" they're going to be like, "What are you talking about?" But with your spouse, try this. With one of your coworkers, with an employee, with your boss, come to them and say, "Hey, I learned this thing. And basically what it is, if I have advice or concerns or questions, I'm going to come to you and say, 'Are you open to feedback? Blah, 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 blah. This is how it works.'" And try it. Honestly, my wife and I do this a fair amount of times, and it allows us to basically understand the other person is looking out for us, but as both the giver and the taker, it allows the taker or the receiver of the message to make sure that they are right emotionally and mentally to hear what the other person has to say. I think it's an amazing tool. I challenge you to go and try it over the next week and see if it makes a difference in how you communicate with people that you care about. I promise you it will. Something to think about. Good luck.